All right, let's talk about the Lakers, talking about L.A. and the Lakers. And what did you make of the turnaround against the Dallas Mavericks? The Lakers were up by, 11 at the half or something, Martin, and then they got blitzkrieged in the second half. It wasn't best, especially that third quarter. They got killed. It was yet another game of LeBron James with 30. He had a big night, as LeBron seems to have lately. He's been putting up big points and scoring, but they're not winning, and we get it. We get that Anthony Davis is not here. He's injured. He's out indefinitely. But here's the dilemma if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. What do you do? What do you do? How do you fix this? How do you get there? How do you get this thing turned around? And that's where your issue comes in. And let me give you some LeBron numbers. I don't know why they won't pull up. All right, LeBron's his last 10 games, Martin, he's averaging 32 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. The Lakers' record, 3-7 in those 10 games, 1-4 since losing AD. And LeBron James with the Lakers is 53-38 when he scores at least 30 points, according to StatMuse. But the point is, I don't know if he affects winning enough for the organization to make the kind of investment that LeBron wants.
Well,
they did. Wait, before you frown your mouth, they did that for him. And what I mean by that is they traded all their young players that they had because LeBron didn't want to wait around for those guys to develop after that first year. So they did all that. They got him AD. They gave up picks. And now LeBron and company and people want them to give up even more picks for LeBron. But I think if they were winning when LeBron was putting up, it was last year, he averaged 30 points. They didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the play-in, and he averaged 30 points a game.
So should he average less points per game? Like,
No.
I'm trying to understand. Like,
It's
to
about
say
winning.
LeBron doesn't
It's
affect
about
winning
winning.
because he's the highest point total. Like he's the person scoring the most on the floor. He's the person. Okay,
It's not about
take
just
him out
scoring.
then and see how they must.
No, that's
win.
not it.
Like,
It can't be worse. And they didn't make the playoffs.
Yes, it absolutely can
How?
be worse. How? Because right now you want to talk about LeBron scoring 30. This season, the Lakers are 5-7 when LeBron scores 30. They're 13-20 overall. You telling me it can't be worse? Just look at the people in the
No, but
standings
it's not
beneath
about
them. It
that.
can be worse.
It's about making the postseason. They didn't make the postseason
All right, so
last year.
so this is
So
the
my
fallacy
point,
of
no.
blaming the person who's the most responsible for any success that they have.
No.
And that the reason they're not more successful.
I'm trying to tell you that the reason that they know that even if you go out and make another move doesn't guarantee you're going to do anything because
right
you have
now,
an older
this
LeBron.
absolutely guarantees you're not going to do
Well,
anything.
but
So
then-
you could be in a situation where you're definitely not going to do something, or you could try to do something and maybe it still won't work.
And then you go out and you give up the ranch. You already gave up the farm. You
so
give
then
up
give
the
up
ranch
the
too.
driveway and the porch. Like, what are you talking about?
And
Like, I
then
don't
what?
understand the
They
logic.
already did
of
it.
Like, you know what? We spent $100. Let's save this 10. Like,
No,
it's
you know
dumb.
what it's called? It's called not throwing good money after bad
All
money.
right, but here's the
They've
deal.
already done
All right,
it with
you
it.
know
Hold
what?
on,
No,
with
no,
Anthony.
no.
Hold
Because if you're
on.
not going to throw good money,
No.
if you're not going to throw bad money after LeBron James, who's a top 5 player,
Not
in the 10
anymore.
All right, cool.
He's
You got
not.
it.
And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem because if they honestly believe that if they added something to LeBron James and they could win, of course they would give up the 2027
Well, then if they don't
picks.
honestly
But
believe
they
that
don't
they can
believe
win
it.
with LeBron James, then they should trade him yesterday.
They can't.
They should
He has a
trade him
no
yesterday.
trade. They can't do it. They can't trade him. They're stuck with him. And LeBron had that in because he didn't want to get traded.
LeBron does not have a no trade clause in his
they
Lakers
can't
contract.
trade him this year.
He doesn't. He just doesn't have a no trade clause.
They can't trade him this year. That's what I remember that when he came out because of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
No, he has
thing.
the ability to veto any trade because he's on a 1-year deal.
There you
but
go.
that doesn't mean that the Lakers can't go out and shop LeBron, which is absolutely what they should do if they think they can't win.
LeBron
Which
will-
would be, by the way, completely idiotic.
Okay, let's do this. being loud doesn't mean you're right.
Okay, well,
so all right.
It would be completely idiotic to trade LeBron James. That would be dumb. It would be really, really dumb.
No, it ain't.
It would be really, 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 really dumb.
And here's my point. My only point is they don't believe that LeBron is that player anymore.
Then trade him.
Why.
You know who didn't believe that Russell Wilson was that player? Seattle. And look at them now. They're going to have a top 10 pick.
It's not
They might
the
have
same.
the number 1 overall pick when it's all said and done. Look at the Denver situation.
It's
they
not
knew
the
he was
same.
done, so you move on from him, and it's a great deal. You know who else knew they were done? Matt Ryan in Atlanta. They moved on from him, and then boom, look at him. They're getting
it
picked
ain't
for
the
him.
same. You pick
if
it up.
LeBron is done, they should move him.
Okay, it's not the same. And here's what you're missing.
That he's not done.
No. This is the point, is that he doesn't affect winning. They haven't made the playoffs.
He's the only reason they win anything.
But Martin, they haven't made the playoffs in 3 of his 4
13 games
years.
this season.
3 of his 4 years here, they didn't make the playoffs.
And they would have made him no out of 4 years if
Okay.
he wasn't here.
Out of 4 or 3.
Yes. They would have made it none out of 4 if he hadn't
he's the top
been here.
5, and he doesn't make the playoffs in 3 years, and 20 teams make the playoffs.
Kevin Durant in the top 5?
Okay.
He slided his way into the playoffs last year.
Did he
and
make
lost
it or
in 4
not?
games.
Did he make it?
All right, cool. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine.
That's
but I'm
my
just
point.
saying, look, I'll just say this. It would be dumb if the Lakers traded LeBron, unless you're right, and then you go off, and then you see a Russell Wilson drop off like the Denver Broncos are going through right now. If you traded LeBron to, say, I don't know, Denver Nuggets, for example, and they went from the top of the food chain to all of a sudden playing battling with the Rockets and the Spurs, then sure, I can get with you.
Nah.
But the only reason why the Lakers aren't the worst team in the Western Conference right now is because LeBron James plays for them.
They're terrible
Period, stop.
now. But it's apples and oranges. You're talking about rotten fruit and rancid meat. And what's the difference? Either way, they don't win with LeBron or without.
Then trade him.
No, my only point is
what is it?
The reason is this is why you don't go just give up more picks for LeBron. You've already done it, and it's got you a bubble championship and nothing else. So you don't want to
I'm sorry, wait, it got you a championship and nothing else. Come on. It got you a championship and nothing else.
Come on, you really thought that LeBron, when he came here, that he wouldn't make the playoffs 3 of the 4 years?
No, I thought they would have much more success.
Okay,
than
did you think
now.
when they traded for Anthony Davis that they would be in a championship or going for it every year?
I like the trade at that time for the Pelicans.
Okay, so all I'm saying,
but that doesn't mean I would say you know what, we got LeBron, so let's just figure it out.
No, but
that's just dumb.
No, it's not.
You got to build a lineup around the guy.
They've already done it, and they've decided, because it doesn't make, if you either got to be in with LeBron because of his age and the clock is ticking, but their inaction tells you that they don't believe that even if they go out and get somebody, that it's going to propel them for a chance to win.
Then they should move LeBron.
The only reason
then
LeBron is here,
if it doesn't affect winning, then why is he here?
Because they want him to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a Lakers uniform.
That's the
only reason.
That's the most backwards thing I can think of in a sport in which most people are trying to win.
That's the only reason he's still here. And you know it, and everybody else knows it.
No, I don't know it. I think he's still here because he's a generational talent, and the fact is,
if
you trade him away, he's not right now. He's not right now.
He doesn't affect winning.
No. LeBron's not a generational talent right now today.
He has Westbrook, who's a Hall of Famer, top 75, who's playing, and him, and they can't beat anybody. They can't beat anybody. Forget about Anthony Davis. Westbrook and LeBron can't beat anybody in the NBA. It's an automatic loss. They got run off the court in Dallas. Come on, Martin. Be smarter than that. It's too easy to say he was a great player.
Being smarter than that would be if we remove an all-time great for the scenario, the Lakers are somehow not going to get ran off the table, because that is what you're alleging.
No. I'm just telling you.
That's the counterfactual of the point you're making.
I understand.
Which I don't understand what bit. And I'll whisper it because being loud doesn't mean you're right.
All right. I just, nobody can understand what you're saying because you're too loud. And my only point is.
Is that what it is? That's why.
Yes.
That's why nobody can understand what I'm saying.
They can't understand you're too loud.
Okay.
But my point is the Lakers, if they really believe that going out and getting a player or two would somehow propel this team, then of course they would do it. His biological championship clock is ticking. What do you have him for? You have him because he's going to pass Kareem wearing a Lakers uniform, so they want that. But they know that they can't win in the West no matter what the deal is. That's why they don't want to give up any more. Otherwise,
I don't know. Maybe
you
it's the
would do
8-18 record they had without him last year. Maybe that shit. The 10 games under 500 record they had without him last year. Like,
and what was their record with him?
Bro, better than that. Like, to say, like, what are you talking about? Like, to say that LeBron does not impact winning.
He doesn't.
Because the win, I mean, all right, you know what? That's cool. That's like saying, like, if your Christmas dinner, you have this beautiful Christmas ham, and then your sides are Mike and Ike's and the puffs from Easter and cotton candy. And you're like, wow, I can't believe this Christmas dinner didn't have more nutritional value. It's the ham's fault. It's the ham's fault.
877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Your thoughts. What should the Lakers do? LeBron can score 30 points every night, and it doesn't even seem to matter. They have Westbrook. Everybody thinks he's playing way better, but they still aren't winning. Anthony Davis is out indefinitely. What would you do if you're the Lakers? Do you just trade whatever, the kitchen sink, anything to try to prop up LeBron and help him out? You've given away everything to try to help him. You haven't made the playoffs 3 of the 4 years he's been here. I know they were in a play-in game once, but they haven't made the playoffs. Or do you just have to ride this out without emptying the cabinet?
Nolan and Indy, you're on the Odd Couple, buddy. What you got?
Hey, how you boys doing tonight?
Doing great. How are you, bud?
Doing pretty good. I don't want to just parrot every point that Rob's already made because he's kind of summed it up. But first, before I get to my point, I want to give your guest host credit because being able to slide that unless you're allowed in the USA right before the hard out, that's professional right there.
That's some good stuff right there, Alex, right?
I would say it's a talent of
Yes,
ours.
that's very good, no doubt.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, so Rob's basically summed it up. I don't need to run through the list, but I do want to make one point about if you do trade LeBron and like somehow the team he goes to plays really well and he like gets into the playoffs, that's got no bearing on what the Lakers should be doing. The Lakers should be making a decision to move on, and you know, they did the fire sale. They got the bubble championship, whatever you think that's worth. And then after that, they got Westbrook. It didn't work out. You know, LeBron's putting up 30. They're not making the playoffs.
Right.
You don't do it all over again. The experiment kind of worked, but now it's over. Now you move LeBron, get those picks, build your own team. Whether you're good right now or good later, the team that he goes to, if they win the championship, that has nothing to do with the Lakers. The Lakers got to move on regardless.
There you go. Appreciate the call, Nolan.
Yeah, except the fact that the team that that's the compensation that you'd be getting back. So it absolutely has everything to do with what the Lakers and the decision that they would make. But, you know, Mark in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple. What you got?
Mark.
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing today?
We're doing good,
What's up?
man.
Turn your radio down, bro.
No. That was Alex. Do it again.
Oh.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Oh, my bad.
Hey, Mark.
He's not aware, Rob.
I
He's not
know.
aware.
How was your Christmas? Good?
It was good. How about yours?
All good. Good.
Did you get a bunch of Jordans?
I got one pair. I got the.
I knew it.
You know,
I knew it.
I got the Phantoms that just came out, so those were exciting.
When you gonna change your name to Rob Jordan?
I know that should be my middle name, no doubt.
Yeah.
Hey,
real quick,
where are you, Mark, on this?
First of all, they should have traded the guy. Said they should have traded a long time ago, and Anthony Davis, because here he is again, gone.
Right.
He's been gone ever since New Orleans. And I don't understand when they had a chance to trade him, they should have. I don't know if they can trade LeBron. I think something happened to where he signed that extension and you can't trade him in the same
not
year.
This
if
year.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken, but you might want to check with Chris on that. But I think they stuck with him at least this year. If they were going to do anything, it should have been Anthony Davis. And teams aren't going to help them now because they know they're desperate. They're going to squeeze the Lakers now. They know Anthony Davis is out.
Right.
They know they're desperate. Teams are not, the last team in the NBA they're going to help is the Lakers when it comes to trading until the trade deadline, which is in February.
No doubt.
Keep an eye on that.
Yep.
You guys
Appreciate
have
it,
a good one,
Mark.
man.
Thank you.
Jerome in Charleston, you're on the Odd Couple. What you got?
Look, I'll just say this. I love LeBron James, okay? But it's time to go. Yeah, I saw him on the bench yesterday during the end of the debacle against Dallas. He's miserable. It's time to go. And Anthony Davis, too. Just see what you can get something for them, okay? I can't stand to watch Anthony Davis sit on that bench anymore, collecting those big fat paychecks, and he's hurt again. What is he, a China doll? A baby? Come on, you're a grown man. Tough it out. Hey, and LeBron James, they got to do something. I can't watch this anymore. This is a train wreck, year number 2. They got to do something. And by the way, Jeannie Buss, do you have to marry a troll like Jay Moore? Can't you do better than that?
All right, Jerome. Thanks. Appreciate it. 877-99 on Fox.
You know, you could do this again if you want to. I mean, I remember when Kobe Bryant retired. Then go ahead, just zero it out and have Ramon Sessions and Larry Nance as your starting lineup and feel great about
it's
it.
All
Lakers
right.
fans.
You know what's the difference?
Yeah, no, go ahead, punt it.
They went 6 years, the last 6 years of Kobe's career where they didn't make the playoffs. And then 3 of the 4 with LeBron, so that's 9 out of 10.
Okay,
that's
but
9 out of 10.
And what happened to 1?
9
what
out of 10.
What happened to 1? What happened to 1? What happened to 1? What happened to 1? What happened that one time? I'm not letting it go. What happened that one time?
Cole and Maine.
What happened that one time?
Couple, Fox Sports
hey,
Radio.
Cole and Maine. You know what happened that one time the Lakers made the playoffs with LeBron?
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Doing good. How are you?
They won a title.
Good. Hey,
Thanks.
yeah, they won a bubble championship.
Yeah.
That one doesn't count. So
yes, it does.
Hey,
oh my. So Brady's doesn't count. Brady's doesn't count. Like the Dodgers don't count. Like it's just stupid.
I'm giving you a hard time.
I'm sorry. It wasn't just you, Cole.
Exactly.
I've been talking to these people for the last hour and a half. It's not you. I'm sorry, baby. What you got, man? I'm my bad.
All right. So the thing I've got here is, I'm not a big LeBron fan. He is a fantastic player, but I think the point that Rob's trying to make, but maybe didn't quite say it just right, is in LA, the Lakers, the expectation is that team is going to make the playoffs, and it's the fan base. The expectation is that team's going to make the playoffs every year or every other year. They don't have to win a championship every year, but they got to make the playoffs. They got to be competitive. And I think part of the problem is you're looking at a team that's on, they're getting older, they're injured a lot. LeBron's, he's on the wrong side of 30 here. So what's going to end up happening is you sign him or you extend him or you trade for other players and mortgage your draft capital down the road. I don't think they can win again with him. I don't think there's another championship coming with him. And I don't think they're going to make the playoffs with him. And then you've got Anthony Davis on the injured side of his career where, yeah, he's going to put up great numbers. He's going to be a huge performer when he's there. And then you got Russell Westbrook who's just done. So the problem is it's not LeBron James necessarily. It's the LeBron James on this Lakers team and the way that it's built and what you have to work with. There's nothing to trade. So you can't mortgage 3 or 4 years from now or 5 years from now and go 10 years with no playoffs just to maybe find out
right.
Cole. If you could trade him and you move him and maybe you move Anthony Davis if he can show up and be healthy for half a season, you might end up with some pieces and some draft capital where you can start building a young core again, and that's what the Lakers fans and that's what the Lakers community is going to want to see. I'm a Celtics fan personally. I say keep LeBron. I say keep him.
Of course.
I say trade everything away for the next 10 years, and I'm going to sit over here in Maine, and I'm going to laugh and watch them not make the playoffs the next 10 years.
All right,
Is
Cole.
LeBron a bad player? No.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Can we squeeze Will in?
It's just a contrapositive of if they trade LeBron, all of a sudden they're the second team in the West. Like it's just so dumb. Will, Wisconsin, what's up, man? What you got? You're on the Odd Couple. Hope you got something better than everybody else here.
Well, here, I'll tell you what. I always like these juicy business prospects, right? Because it kind of goes to a different thing where we're not really focused so much on the players as much as how we got there. And the Lakers remind me of another company that was making some very poor decisions to compete in the business segment, and it wasn't until they changed their leadership and their decision-making structure that they were able to net out a win. And that, what I'm talking about is Chevy. If what Chevy did, they didn't try to compete with the Malibu, didn't try to compete with the Cavalier. The business segment was geared toward fuel efficiency. So the thing that saved Chevy wasn't their 2 flagships, it was the Chevy Volt. All these problems and issues with batteries and all these things and such. But it wasn't until they changed their CEO leadership went and got a guy that understood how to operate and change the business segment, that they were able to leverage that. I can't say that the problem is solely on Jeannie Buss as much as the guys and people that she hired around her who are still making decisions for a basketball team maybe 15 years ago.
Okay, but
So
Will, you know
until
what
that
Chevy
changes-
did, though? When Chevy created the Vault, you know what they didn't stop doing? Making the Corvette. They still make the Corvette. All the stuff that you were talking
Right.
about, the fuel efficiency, all that is true. They still make the Corvette. You know why they make the
Right.
Chevy Vault? To fill out the lineup. Huh?
There it is, and
They're
that won't
boom.
happen until the Lakers find decision-making leadership that are going to gear the team toward that. If they keep making the Lakers this team that was built, I know the bubble championship, but even that team wasn't really built to compete against these younger, deeper teams were shooting. That team in that bubble championship is an aberration on championship winning, not the sole sort of benchmark of how you build a team to win.
All right. Hey, Will, thanks, man. Appreciate it.